Should you get and build Reed altar? Short answer, yes. Long answer, this entire video.
怖がらずにしっかり向き合ってこうやってそっと手を伸ばす。これが人に触れるということ。ドクター、君が教えてくれたんだ。心配しないで。どのみち私の炎は消えないもの。
Operator Reed, the Flame Shadow. Real name: Laushini Dublin. A young Draco who is a direct descendant of the legendary King of Tara, and is the sister of the current Dublin Forces leader Eblana. Although they grew up together, and possessed the same unique originium arts that allows them to rapidly activate biological tissues they contacted, to the point of combustion. Reed is a timid and introverted person, while her sister is the ambitious type. And Reed has a trouble controlling her arts. By the time Eblana founded the Dublin, Reed was forced to be her sister's shadow, taking the role as its puppet leader. But during the Hillock County incident where she got severely wounded and contracted oropathy, she is saved by elite operator Outcast, and later sent to Rhodes Island for treatment. With time, she becomes an operator, and the timid girl finally gets out of her shell. She has been able to finally control her arts, and she now uses it for medical treatment. She also began to embrace her identity as a Draco. So around the time before the Dublin forces entered Londinium, Reed applied to temporarily leave Rhodes Island, and travels to the former Tara region in Victoria, wielding a new equipment that replace her spear and luggage full of medicine. She wants to redeem her mistake, leading the oppressed Terran to a better life, and facing her sister. Sometimes, it takes a medic to deal the highest damage, is probably my favorite line in recent gaming history. Reed is our first 6-star incantation, and also the first non-limited 6-star altar. She can give high HPS and inflict devastating blow to the enemy. But she is by no means all good and no bad. So without further ado, let's see all about her. As an incantation medic, Reed can attack enemies with arts damage, and heal operators in range with 50% of the damage dealt. So far this archetype proved to be a reliable multitasking unit for healing and killing. But for pure healing, Reed or incantation in general is not always a reliable option, because they need to attack the enemy to give heal, and their healing output can be quite low when facing high resistance target. This is where additional medic come in handy. Or when facing a tough foe, it's usually not a problem when her skill is active. For the stats, she got good base stats. Compared to Hibiscus, without a doubt Reed is better. And despite the difference in rarity, they have the same DP cost. Incantation also have a quicker interval than other medic, to accommodate their tray that only heals with 50% of the damage they dealt. Now let's see her talents. Reed's talent 1 make each of her attack have a chance to inflict Cinder. Cinder will mark an enemy for a few seconds, reducing that enemy attack and gives them arts fragility. Useful to prevent the enemy from dealing maximum blow to your ops, increasing the arts damage taken by the enemy, and also increases Reed's healing due to the enemy taking more arts damage. As for talent 2, it gives Reed a self-healing ability. Though with her normal attack the healing amount can be very small. But with her skill she definitely gets more. And this is her potential upgrade list. It got some nice enhancement for her cost, talent, and attack power. But gameplay wise I think she is fine without potential. And currently, incantation don't have module. Now let's talk about her skills. Skill 1 gives her attack and attack speed boost. It does fit her role, but it's nothing remarkable. You better use her other skills once you unlock it. For skill 2, it's a unique skill that so far is quite irreplaceable. Reed will give to allied units within range 3 circling fireballs. Prioritizing ground units and recently deployed. Each fireball that hit an enemy will deal some percentage of Reed's attack, leading to the enemy receiving a high and constant arts damage. And as you can see, if an op is being disabled by something like stun or frozen, as long as they are still alive, the fireballs will still circle around them. You also don't need the enemy to be blocked by the wielder, as the enemy needs to be in 0.6 tiles around the fireballs to apply the damage. The fireballs can't be given to summon unit, but the fireballs can be given to the enmity ops. However, they won't receive any healing. What this skill can do is simply amazing. It provides high sub DPS to the enemy who dares to go near, and keep the operator who wields the fireballs sustained. The nature of this skill also increases the damage potential here. Imagine Reed gives her S2 to Surtha and or Texas Altar. The damage potential is astonishing. And you can use it in some kind of heli drop or spawn kill strategy. This skill also has a damn fine skill cycle, that you can use it often. Last but not least, her skill 3. This will make her attack additional target, increase attack, enhance her Cinder effect raging from enemy receiving damage from Cinder. Cinder will apply Reed's healing tray. Attack guaranteed to inflict Cinder, and Cinder will now last until the skill ends. What makes this skill special is how effective it is used as a wave cleaner. When an enemy with Cinder mark dies, they will explode, dealing AoE damage, and spreading the mark to those caught in the blast. Most certainly will annihilate normal enemies, and some elites. It also provides big healing for units in her range. Due to the skill mechanics, it's best to use it when her mark can easily spread, and some weak enemies in range to provide the big bang. Fighting only a single enemy or enemies that are too tough to kill will lower this skill efficiency, and if only fighting a single tough enemy, it's best to use her skill 2. Though in general, skill 3 is still great even if Reed can't properly spread her Cinder. Especially if we are talking about her facing aerial unit. Now let's talk about skill mastery priority. Reed is M6 worthy, most will probably think to M3 her skill 3 first. Due to skill 3 gain more from mastery and slightly better for general purposes. But personally I go for her skill 2 first. Skill 2 win in overall damage and healing. And most importantly it is her unique skill. As far as I'm concerned skill 3 can be replaceable. Especially for you people who already have a well-established team. As for her base skills. Skill 1 increase the training speed of caster and medic operator. While skill 2 increases morale recovery of all operators who are resting in the dorm. If Reed is stationed in the control center. So that's all of Reed's abilities. From those we can conclude her pros and cons. There's also the fact that her debut banner is closed to limited banner. So you might want to prioritize that instead. But all in all Reed Alter is an amazing healer and damager. Both for newbie and veteran players alike. And I gotta say if you lack a 6-star caster unit, you might want to get her. Truth story. One of my Arknights accounts got a terrible luck in caster department. Thankfully I got Reed to cover my arts damage necessity. You can say I'm having a blast using her. So what are we waiting for? Raise your Guinness, turn that Celtic music on, and spend or undum for this Irish princess. That should be all. Adios.